Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Ooh, 2 p.m. on Tuesday the 10th. So, Tuesday the 10th, 2 p.m. Quick update on Nancy Guthrie. I just want to get this out there just in case it helps anybody, or honestly, I don't even know, but I feel the need to tell you guys what I've been getting in terms of a download. It's been kind of nagging at me and repeating in like the back of my mind. And I feel like in order to clear up that brain space, it's almost like I need to just get it out there so that I can move on, because I've been wanting to go back to channeling Charlie. I wanted to do a part 2 with John O'Keefe. I want to give you guys an update on what's been going on with me the last couple weeks. And I know there's been a couple other cases that have recently caught my attention that I want to get into. And then it's almost like I just need to get this like off of my chest, off of my mind, and out into the world so that I can move on. I mean, this happened with Sebastian. Before my channel went into the direction of true crime, like I wanted to read on Sebastian. And the spirit told me, like, you have to get this prophetic message out there first. So I'm like, God, like I kept like putting it off, not wanting to get to it. I did the stupid reading, and then we went right into Sebastian, and then that's kind of like where the channel took a turn. And so it was like a pivotal moment. So it's feeling similar. It's like, we'll just get this out there and then you can move on. So I unfortunately am back in this energy, although I feel like it is in some ways like beating a dead horse, because it's like there's only so much energy you can pull from this before it just being like repetitive. And it's like, I don't have the time and energy for that personally. But this is like a different feeling, more like time is of the essence with this download. So I keep getting pulled back into my thoughts of the alfalfa. Like, it won't leave me. When I did the Where is Nancy reading, when I was being pulled to like the Northwest area where it was saying like between Phoenix and Tucson, that puts you right into the like rural farmlands of Arizona. That's where like Eloy, Marana, and Casa Grande specifically keeps standing out to me as being significant. So there's something about the Casa Grande area, farmland, alfalfa specifically, which if you're not familiar with agriculture, it's like hay. It's food for cattle and farm animals. So it's like, it is literally the most important crop in the United States. And I mean, it's just one of those things, like pollination, alfalfa, all this keeps the ecosystem going. Very important things we don't pay a lot of attention to, but have like massive effects on humanity. And I keep getting drawn back. Alfalfa, this farmland. And then the energy of fire. And I know it's been said by other mediums. I've watched a couple other people, and I've seen it show up in different readings in different ways, but it hasn't been as specific as what I recently got in my download. So I want to put it out there, because upon doing some research last night, it seems to fit. And I think it's important that if the right people see this and feel called to investigate in that direction, it might be helpful. And I don't know that they're not already doing this. Like I said, there could also be a team that's already looked into this angle, and I really don't know. But the fire, the alfalfa, the timing of it, somebody having ties to like the agriculture background, farming, whether this is a neighbor, they work in the industry in some way, they're familiar with the ground, maybe they lived there when they were kids. This could be like their grandpa's operation. It doesn't necessarily mean that they live and occupy that space, or that they are ranchers, farmers themselves. There could be a connection there in some way, but I am feeling, the mules and the horses and the farming, the ranches, the agriculture, the alfalfa, with fire. And what I looked into is like burning alfalfa fields, and they do this regularly to kind of reset the crop. And in Arizona, there's a lot of places in rural Tucson and, within that hour radius, whether it's Eloy, Casa Grande, there's a lot of rural areas around there that do farm alfalfa and that do burn their crops regularly. And this happens in February and March. So according to my research, those are the times that those crops are burnt. So I don't know. But you also need burning permits to do that. And in doing that, they never actually like get rid of all of the evidence, because it burns for such a short amount of time, and it doesn't get hot enough to like actually destroy all the bone pieces or, you know, teeth, things like that. So I feel like if time is of the essence, and there was a recent crop that was burnt in the last couple of weeks where somebody who burned that crop maybe wasn't aware that somebody had placed remains within that burn pile or that area, they may still be able to find something. So I'm saying this only because we're still in early March, and this is the time where these things are happening, whether it had happened early in February and they're still able to find something like before they actually either start replanting. I mean, I don't even really know the whole process for alfalfa specifically, like if, you know, what they do to the ground after it's burnt, and if there's going to be problems finding anything that could have been there if certain processes have already taken place. I don't really know, but I know that this is actually a common thing where they do put, you know, criminals, people who commit these sort of acts, they do put people in like these sort of rural burn areas for this purpose, and it happens a lot. And there's actually a case that happened in Arizona similar to this. So I feel like, oh, my thoughts are all over the place, guys. I just feel like I'm not making sense. I mean, maybe I am, and I'm just have so much that I need to like offload, this being one of them, so I can get other stuff offloaded. But yeah, I'm just feeling a little scattered. I don't know if I'm even making sense at this point, but we seen that she was in the desert, in the earth. We were getting the references to agriculture, farming, and this person maybe has no ties. Maybe they just put her somewhere. I don't really know. I don't know why Casa Grande sticks out to me. Or like between like Eloy and Casa Grande. I mean, this could actually be rural Tucson. I don't know why I'm being called to these other areas, but you know, in terms of like the water and things like that, the washes, people actually burn in washes, was what I was reading on chat. So there could be something there too about the washes that do end up filling with water. So if somebody had a burn pile in a wash that during like monsoon season or wherever, you know, they get water that fills up these washes, it could end up being a dual energy of both the earth burning in a place that usually holds water, or again, something to do with like irrigation for crops, could be near a water source. But I feel like the water source itself is more in line with like irrigation and farming. And there's going to be some aspect to one, I feel like dismemberment and burning, and a connection again to farmland. Let me see if I can just, I screenshot a bunch of stuff last night. Let me go back through. Let me put on do not disturb so no notifications come through. And then so here I was asking like why, so right here, typical alfalfa burning times in Arizona, late winter to early spring. So February and March. Okay, right here. Oh, right here. Okay, so why farmers burn alfalfa. Farmers burn alfalfa fields mainly to kill pests, especially the Egyptian alfalfa weevil. So remember, we were getting the beetle card here, we got the haystack card, and we got the pyramids. That would be like an Egyptian beetle bug, and you burn it to kill it. You know, we had the mule. The mules eat the alfalfa. Like, it's all making sense, right? So especially the Egyptian alfalfa weevil. It removes leftover stems and debris, encourages new growth, and reduces disease and mold. So it's called a controlled agricultural burn, and farmers usually need to follow county regulations and air quality rules before doing it. They also have to apply for a permit. So what I'm saying is if anybody from any time in February, I would say from the 1st to the 28th, that applied for a burn permit, I'm feeling more so like in the first 2 weeks of February. If they applied for a burn permit, I would go check all of those places from Tucson to Casa Grande and just sift, take a dog out there, something. I feel like that's important. ChatGPT was saying like you can go on NASA. And if anyone wants to do this, if anyone stumbles across this reading and feels like they want to kind of dive deeper into this, I truly just don't have the energy myself, but you can go to like NASA and put in certain time frames in certain geographical areas, and it'll tell you there where there were burn spots. So you can do it that way as well. Somebody could check with the county for burn permits. There's ways to obtain this information. It's not secret by any means. And I feel like just by looking in February and nailing down that geographical area could point possibly to something important being found. In southern Arizona, burns are especially common right after cutting when the field is being reset, at dusk or early morning when the winds are calmer. So Tucson and Pinal County is like Casa Grande area. Let's see. Permit windows. Arizona counties like Pima, Maricopa, and Pima often approve agriculture burn permits for specific times of the day, frequently late afternoon and evenings. In desert farming areas, especially around Casa Grande, Marana, Eloy, and parts of the Tucson Valley, alfalfa grows fast and can be cut 7 to 10 times per year, so periodic burns help reset the field and control the insects. Farmers in Casa Grande typically need a short-term open burn permit issued by the Pinal County Air Quality. These permits are usually valid for about 3 days. So, agriculture burn, you can ask, here it's saying where you can ask. So here's the Pinal County Air Quality Division, their phone number, and what you can ask for. They can give you the date ranges and locations of these burns, which I feel like taking a dog out there would be really smart before the process gets any further along. As you can see, the seed card is out here. When I was shuffling the archetypes, the seed came out. So I'm like, okay, Spirit, I get it. You need to put this out there. Like, it's just this energy keeps coming back to me. So here we are. Sorry I'm so scattered, guys. Let's see. So real types of cases, because I was asking chat, like, how often does this happen? Do people like put bodies in burn areas? Can I have real life examples of this? Just trying to see what other people's MOs were and what that looked like, how they were solved. So real types of cases investigators see. While each case is different, examples investigators have encountered include bodies dumped in fields that were later burned. Sometimes the burn happens coincidentally during normal farming operations, meaning they dumped this body there and then didn't even know it was going to be burned, or the bodies intentionally were burned in a field, or bodies hidden inside crop residue piles. So if there was like a residue pile, instead of like digging into the desert earth, it's like you could just put them in a crop residue pile and then that pile ends up getting burned. It says, in several homicide cases across the U.S., investigators recovered remains from crop fields, orchards, and brush burns. Even after a burn, forensic teams can still determine whether the person was alive before the fire, the cause of death, and approximate time of death. Teeth and bone structure can also allow identification through dental records or DNA. Arizona has had a few cases where burned human remains were discovered in rural desert and farming areas. One of the better known examples investigators talk about involved a body burned in a remote desert burn site. So if you guys want to look up the murder of Lauren McCluskey, they reference that energy here. The killer was Melvin Rowland. I'll let you guys dig into that if you feel called to. Oh, right here. Okay, so example patterns investigators see in Arizona specifically is bodies burned in desert washes. So I don't know what washes are or why they're specific to deserts, but I feel like, if I remember, that's like the washes end up collecting water or something like that, which is where I brought in the water connection that a couple other readers seem to be getting. Bodies burned in desert washes, remains left in brush burn piles, other evidence that was destroyed in illegal trash fires, remains discovered after wildfires or agricultural burns. So because Arizona has so many remote areas, these sites sometimes aren't discovered until hikers stumble upon bone fragments, ranchers notice unusual debris, like when they're going out to re-farm or replant, they're like, they're cleaning up the burn pile and notice things that are unusual. But if you are the rancher or connected, maybe you're not going to report those unusual findings, so maybe somebody needs to go look themselves. Or law enforcement searches missing person areas. So if they're looking for a missing person and they're called to an area, they might locate like the bone fragments, in a crop burn pile. Let's see. For February 2026, in the Casa Grande agricultural belt, the typical hotspot clusters appear roughly around February 3rd through the 6th. So here's the clusters I'll show you. So these are the clusters of burn dates because it's like a 3-day permit, and these are usually the dates when they're burning. Something about the February 11th to the 13th seems to jump out at me. I know in February we had the Friday the 13th. We have another Friday the 13th this week. Let's see. Okay, so these are likely agricultural burns because they occur in irrigated field patterns. So again, highlighting the water, the irrigation. Yeah, so anyways, that's where I was last night. And then today, again, like I said, shuffling, the seed card came out. I want to pull some cards on it just to see if Spirit wants to give us any more validation or any more little nuggets here and there. But I don't intend for this to be a super long reading because I just felt like I needed to get that off my chest. I don't know that I really have, you know, anything else to really contribute to the case itself, you know, other than, like I said, beating the dead horse with the same information. So, I mean, we'll just, because this feels important timing wise and I'm already here and I've already recorded, we will pull some cards anyways. But yeah, after this, I do want to go back to touching on Charlie's energy a little bit. I was going to say something about that. I can't wait for Friday. Here's your weekly reminder to go follow Solar Flow and hang out with us on Friday nights while she's live. I'm excited to get this video out so that our little crew over there can talk about it. For those few of you who hang out live over there, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, right? So if you guys want to be in on the inside jokes and secret knowledge over there, you guys don't want to miss it. Yeah, shameless plug. She's awesome. I love her. Six of Pentacles. Are you freaking kidding me? Let's let you guys take in the imagery, but this is giving and receiving. This dragon is supplying this family of bears with fish. It's like they didn't have to hunt them. This dragon just placed them in front of them. They were helping them out. Like maybe, you know, this is a time of scarcity and they didn't have enough to eat, so this dragon comes in and provides. But we do see the bears standing in the stream with the fish. I'm gonna get quite a few cards out here and then kind of piece it together instead of doing one card at a time, because I don't really have a lot of time. I don't want to make this a deep dive reading is what I'm saying. I kind of want to keep it focused on the information I gave at the beginning and see if we can pull through any other messages to help guide the search or add credibility to the downloads I was getting with alfalfa and farming and cultural burns. Oof. Yeah. So like I was saying here, where there's some sort of scarcity here, where like this dragon needed to provide the fish. Look at this. Look at this scarcity. It's like these trees aren't growing anything. This is giving like land before time energy, where all the dinosaurs had to leave because there was no food and they took off, you know, in search of more fertile lands. So something not producing, like burning a crop that just wasn't producing, or diseased like this, that wasn't. Ten of Pentacles, because it wasn't producing the Ten of Pentacles. Something needed to be reset, like a crop. But the Ten of Pentacles, again, this is also showing needing a handout because you fell on hard times. You're looking for a handout. Somebody else is feeding you and your family. Again, there's 3 bears here. Because you fell on financial hard times. Ten of Pentacles is inheritance. It's wealth. It's money. It's fruitful. It's producing. It's fertile. Like the seed. The seed that should be producing a Ten of Pentacles. Eight of Swords and Ten of Swords follow that with being like trapped. But look, this person's trapped around a bunch of vines. Like inside of... the remains. Look at that. The bone fragments. It's found in the earth where somebody was hidden, concealed, or trapped, like in... oh, like nature. The swords are pointing at the earth. There's like bone fragments that can be found in the earth. Let's get 5 more to clarify. Oh. 9 of Cups. Ooh, Death. Whoa. The Empress at the bottom. Holy cow. Okay. That's interesting. It almost feels like this person needing a handout or hard times, if this is again going back to motive and less about location, could be a dual message, obviously. Like, this can be read both ways for sure, but almost like this person, although we've read in other readings that there is immense regret here for acting impulsively or choosing to engage in a fight that they probably wish they didn't, or something like that, some sort of regret or just being scared about being caught. There was something there that kind of is really eating at this person. But at this exact moment, it's almost like this person who was needing a handout or fell on hard times found, at least at one particular point in time, they found pleasure in causing this revenge to this person. It's like taking out the Empress because of this situation, this period of it's like struggle, hard times. It's almost like, okay, you didn't want to help me, or like, I know that sounds so bad, but there was like a slight moment of like pure joy in doing what they did in terms of revenge on the Empress over a Ten of Pentacles. But look again here, like this casket, there's a pre-dug hole there, and this person went into the casket, I mean into the hole without the casket. Like, this is a different form of burial. Like, typically you put your person in the casket and you hold a burial ritual and you have flowers and you say your goodbyes, but this person's like, let me help you get there a little sooner. You don't need a casket, you don't need anything, let's just get you in the ground a little quicker, Grammy. That's what I'm feeling, like this very sarcastic, like, here, let me help you, into this grave. Look at that star under that. The Ace of Swords, again, the energy of the blade and the sword that continues to repeat, where I feel like she was in a second location, no longer in one form, if you know what I mean, like removed and then made easier to transport and then possibly put somewhere in the earth. Let's get a few more and then we'll get a couple. Shadows of the Middle Ages. Justice. Yeah, like a legal inheritance. helping speed the process along to get to the Ten of Pentacles quicker. That's life insurance, that's documents around money. Or there was literally a lawsuit, like if Nancy was a part of suing somebody, or somebody went to jail because of her. It's like a revenge. And like if the Ten of Pentacles isn't an actual like person who directly inherited something from her, it's something she had a hand in taking from somebody else. So like whether she had a hand in somebody divorcing somebody who lost an inheritance, or firing somebody, or putting somebody in jail, or testifying in a court case, or creating a police report that led to somebody's arrest, that led to somebody being fired. It's like a chain reaction of there being some sort of like legal consequence to a loss of money that caused somebody great pleasure in ending this person because of an act of revenge or a means to get to a Ten of Pentacles. There's the King of Pentacles again. This person is showing up as the King of Pentacles in the majority of the readings, and the strength with the Five of Wands. It's like they didn't recognize their own strength in this battle. Like maybe they took it too far. I mean, or they had like a lot of built up tension. Like this is somebody who is being held off and held off and held off and patted on the head, told you're okay, but this is like building up inside of them. It's like the inner rage that finally comes out. Like something finally ignites this person to act on something that had been festering for a long time, and then they act on this impulse. This is definitely conflict, though. This is a true battle. This is like going head to head with somebody. This is an actual fight that escalated, got out of hand. With the Strength card, it could also be like Five of Swords energy, like an unfair fight. It's like a woman versus a lion type of fight. Oh, the woman versus a lion. So when the lion is controlled, in the traditional sense of this card, like it's this human possessing like supernatural strength to be able to tame the lion. But in the shadow side, where there's somebody acting out of control and angry, it's like the lion turns on the woman, and it's like an unfair advantage. It's like an unfair fight because the woman stands no chance. So this lion like unleashes. Okay. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is also, you know, he's holding that pentacle, which I often associate as either a seed or a pill or a gift. Like the actual physical, tangible item of a pentacle could be either of those things, depending on the energy I'm reading. But that could actually be like, and look at he has the grapes. Wow, okay, so look at this person keeps showing up as the King of Pentacles, and I'm wondering if it's because this person does have some sort of connection to farming. Look at the grapes and the vines behind him, the flowers on his crown. This is giving very much like the masculine version of the Empress, or like even like the Nine of Pentacles. You know, now I don't even know. Does the King of Pentacles typically have like grapes and like, whoa, is that an alligator? Taurus? Why did that look like an alligator? Never noticed that before. And maybe it's not an alligator, but it definitely looks like one, right? Okay. I don't know. Does the King of Pentacles usually have like... I'm trying to see if I have a similar traditional deck that I can check to see what the King of Pentacles usually has on him. I don't have very many traditional decks. Let's check. Let's check the After Tarot. I mean, this is the After Tarot, but it's still pretty traditional imagery. Yeah, so the Queen of Pentacles looks pretty... Oh, yeah. Why have I never noticed that the King of Pentacles has like grapes all over him with the flowers in his crown? I've never noticed that. And see, look, here I was talking about the Nine of Pentacles. Again, you know, it's giving this energy. So she's standing in front of like the field, and then he has it on his robe. And then there's like the farm animals, the bull, the mule, the horse, the cattle. A cattle farmer? Or has some sort of ties, because look, justice, a legal fight. There was a battle, something legally, over like money, farmland, crops, inheritance. You settle down up there. Let's get a quick spread on this King of Pentacles, because it feels like that's what we need to do. Can I get 4 cards for the King of Pentacles? Two of Pentacles. You can see that stream. Where was it? Isn't there a card? Oh yeah, very first one out here. So clarifying the King of Pentacles. Look at the similar energy with the way that the water runs through something. So because we're trying to do a location reading, there could be something like this that runs through some sort of rural farm area, especially if you're looking at burn permits and you notice something like this, like a stream or a wash or something that's filled up with water. That would have like land on both sides and it'd be like a skinny opening here. That could be significant to, again, highlighting an area to search. So one, I think there would be a burn permit, and there would also be like geographical signs. One possibly being like this water. Oh my God, look at this. On the bottom of this deck, the Five of Wands again is that battle. This woman standing in front of the gate. What are they fighting for? The Ten of Pentacles. Either a loss of money or an inheritance. Six of Cups was under that, which is the children card. So Two of Pentacles. Let me get a few more here. Can I get 3 more cards telling me more about the King of Pentacles? The High Priestess with the Eight of Cups. Secret knowledge. I see water here with the Eight of Cups. Let's get one more. Again, with this time, like the timing being important, it's like if there was like a plot of land or somewhere that was burned or reset, or even a burn in like a wash that is going to soon be filling up with water like this. It's like you need to look there. Like this woman is holding the lantern before it fills up with water. When do washes usually fill up? Let me ask. I feel like that timing seems to be important. The burn dates are February and March, so we have that check. Oh, what was that? Look at this. I just seen this image on my phone. When I opened it, it went to one of my albums. The sunflower. Okay, hang on. Are there sunflower fields in Arizona? The bees. Okay, bees also. Oh my God. Okay. Bees actually don't like alfalfa, by the way. I mean, alfalfa needs to be pollinated. Leaf cutter bees are better for alfalfa because bees will get turned off, and if there's anything else in the area, they'll go get food sources from other crops, which is why they bring in leaf cutter bees for alfalfa, because the alfalfa is said to punch the bees in the face, like the it's like a I think they call it like, oh shit, it's been a minute. It's it's like a trigger plant or something. Like when the bee lands on it, it like hits them with pollen. And then like the bees, like after they do that a couple times, they're like, oh, like I don't like this plant, right? And they'll quit going back if there's other food sources. That's fascinating because it reminded me of like being punched in the face, because that's what alfalfa does to bees. And then the sunflower itself reminded me of the sun in this deck, which hasn't shown itself, but there is a field of sunflowers. And then when I was shuffling the Shadows of the Middle Ages, I seen the Scarecrow again, which kind of, like I said, while I was shuffling, it just felt like this nagging message of needing to get this out there soon. And we got the Seed card. I seen the Scarecrow here. And then I seen, what else did I see? I seen Scarecrow. Oh, Scarecrow, Phoenix. What else? Scarecrow, Phoenix. Oh, and Goblin. So Goblin, Phoenix, and Scarecrow. And then I was like, oh yeah, because I was saying like midway between Tucson and Phoenix, and then the Phoenix card, and then the Scarecrow is like out there with the crops, and it's usually like stuffed with hay. It's like a fake body that protects the crops. So I'm like, okay. But that again, like the Scarecrow was in this deck, I feel like there was a sunflower on it. So now I'm being, and then my phone, I just pulled that picture up. I'm being pulled into like this sunflower. Yeah, look at, here's the sunflowers near the mountains. So again, with these mountains, it could be like where there's water nearby. You can see the mountains in the distance from this place. Like even if it's not up in the actual mountains, maybe where this farm or ranch is, you can like see the mountains off in the distance. There's going to be certain landmarkers, like maybe a stream of water, mountains in the distance. There might be some sort of connection to sunflowers, whether this person just has a sunflower on their mailbox, or you know, their welcome mat has sunflowers on it, or they have a sunflower hanging in their rearview mirror. I mean, there could also be a dual message there with the sunflower, which reminds me, I wanted to get a few of these. Look at fire at the bottom. I'm going to show you the Scarecrow. Yes, look at this. Look at the sunflowers with the Scarecrow. All right, let me just get 2 more cards here for the King of Pentacles, and then I'm going to get a couple from Shadows of the Middle Ages, and then I will send this out there. And Ace of Wands is known as the spark. It's also a flower. It's also a rose. The rose and the spark. Get one more. Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the harvest card. So the Seven of Pentacles is like the farming card. It's the patience. It's the putting the time into the crop. The Eight of Pentacles is working hard, mastering your craft, being patient, taking all the right steps. The Nine of Pentacles is seeing the return, seeing the fruits of your labor, seeing the harvest after you've put everything into your craft, into your farm. Here we see a deer and roses. So like a significance around the flowers and farm animals and crops. So, but this is also the spark, which could be the fire after harvest. Like after you've harvested, before you reset the soil, you burn. You burn it. I'm not sure, guys. Silence with the Scarecrow. Scarecrows are silent. They're just made to look scary. Some sort of secret. Can I get 3 cards for a location? a landmark symbol, something that points us in the direction of where Nancy's remains are, where this ranch could be, where this fire happened, or anything that would point us in the direction of finding more clues. Can I get 3 cards? Owls. Ooh. The owls, the timing with the angel is like divine timing, or there being some sort of significance around timing of a fire. You guys see this card? The timing. It's like to find her remains, you have to look at the timing of the fire. Wow. I mean, I'm asking for specific symbols and clues on where Nancy is. Follow the angelic guidance of the timing of a fire with the owls. Let's see. Let's read these and then I will wrap this up for today, guys. Timing, fire, owls, and angel. This just slid out. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but it kind of like slid out of the center of the deck. The pyramid, the desert. Somebody mentioned that these look like mountains. Very well could be. But again, that 77 is also like Oracle Road is 77. Desert, and then nighttime. This is nighttime, owls, something about night, or somebody works at night on a farm. Something significant about the night, the desert, the fire, the timing. I cannot believe that this just slid out. Desert fire. That just slid out of the deck. I hope the clover, finding the 4-leaf clover. Interesting water is under that. I hope the camera caught that. I know the deck was like slightly out of frame, but I'm excited to watch that back and see how that actually played out. I wanted to glance at the book on these energies really quick just to see if there's anything else we're missing. I always say I don't intend for these to be long readings, and here we are. The Owl's card represents wisdom, knowledge, and intuition. It symbolizes the need for deep insight and tapping into one's own inner wisdom. It advises you to trust your instincts and seek clarity through introspection and rely on your intuition to navigate. The owl carries a dual symbolism. On one hand, it has always been associated with darkness and supernatural forces, while on the other hand, it's a symbol of knowledge, wisdom, and insight. Okay. The time card represents the concept of time, patience, and the unfolding of events. It signifies the passage of time and the influence it has on situations and outcomes. This card suggests the importance of timing in your endeavors, reminding you to be patient and allow the events to unfold naturally. It encourages you to consider the past, present, and the future aspects of a situation and make decisions accordingly. The time card reminds you that everything has its own timing and that being mindful of this can lead to greater success. So patience. Trusting the divine. But again, with the timing card, angel. Angels resemble a source of warm, white, golden radiance, remarkably radiant and joyful. Angels belong to the forces of light, the forces of goodness, speaking to us more about the spiritual than the material world. Spiritual development, love for all living beings, compassion and kindness, tolerance and forgiveness. These are the main tenets of light. Fire symbolizes a fertilizing, purifying, and illuminating action, but also destruction. It is associated with the flames of hell, devouring but not annihilating. It is a symbol of torment and punishment. However, above all, it is a sacred symbol of the hearth. Fire brings comfort, nourishment, and protection. Fire is the primary driving force of instinct, spirit, thought, and intellect, compelling us to move forward, believe, hope, and defend our convictions. The main driving force of fire is ambition. The Pyramid card symbolizes stability, endurance, and long-lasting success. It represents the solid foundations and structures that have been built over time. This card often indicates the need for patience and perseverance in order to achieve your goal. It suggests that your efforts and hard work will lead to lasting achievements and a solid sense of accomplishment. The Pyramid card reminds you to have a long-term perspective, stay focused, and trust in the process of gradual progress. Okay, so again, that with the timing card too is like the patience, trusting divine timing, the gradual progression of somebody finding something out, looking into like the burn permits. And it's almost like this is being like divinely guided. Somebody's going to stumble across something that has somebody look somewhere. Maybe somebody comes across this video, somebody looks into burn permits, they're looking at the map or Google Earth and they see certain things that look like they could align with the reading, and then somebody just goes out there to check, or a farmer goes out there to check, or I mean, who knows where this could go. I trust in Spirit's capabilities of getting this message to the right people who can get the right eyes on things, and this could be something that is like divinely guided in terms of the timing and how it relates to an agricultural burn in the desert around this time. Let's see. I brought out the After Tarot only to look at the King of Pentacles, but since I have it out here, let me get a clarifier for each of these. Symbol cards to see if we can pull in any more landmark clues on the timing. I'm going to get a card for the timing, like when. Spirit, can you tell us a time frame on if she's going to be found this way, like a time period? I know it says be patient, so maybe this isn't something that happens immediately, or there's a stress on the timing, meaning like don't be patient here. Can you just give us a time card to reference if this is soon or still pretty far into the future? Can you get a timing card? Eight of Swords is here. Eight of Swords is here. King of Wands at the bottom. He has a salamander in his hand. Isn't it said that salamanders like don't burn, or they can withstand the heat? There's something about salamanders and fire. But then, okay, here's 8. This person is cutting off the strings. So somebody finds something that was trapped or hidden, because this person is getting there and cutting the strings off this person. Finding the salamander, like finding the Lovers with the Four of Wands, somebody's house, a decision, close to home. There's something about the salamander energy with fire. I don't really... Oh wait, the Eight of Cups came out. 8 of Swords, sorry, came out for the timing card. So 8 days, 8 month, the 8th month, August, the 8th of any given month. This could be April 8th, May 8th, June 8th. I mean, it could be 8 days from today, which would make it the 18th. Could have been a timing card 8 days after she was taken. So a burn that happened on February 8th. The time card here is an 11 specifically with 5 and 6 energy, so it could have been between the 8th and the 11th that the fire happened. This is also card 9, so we have the 1 and the 8, which is a 9. 8, 9, and 11. Oh, and 10 and 11 here. So maybe significance between the 8th and the 11th. Well, and we have 12th here, so between the 8th and the 12th is a time frame to narrow down burn permits. Burn permits in rural Tucson, South Tucson, or Casa Grande, Marana, Eloy, all those areas between, specifically, I feel like that energy of between the 8th and the 12th. Wow, fascinating. Okay. Can I get a card for fire? Can you show me a symbol or message around the fire card? 3 of Pentacles. Somebody had help moving her to this location. So there's going to be like more than 2 people, possibly 3 people involved in this because they needed help getting her to this location, moving her. 3 people helped move her to the location of the fire. That's also 3 and 6. So now we have 3, 6, 9 energy. Maybe an odd date is specific. Wait, 3, 6, 9. 6 isn't odd. Can I get a card for pyramids? Victory and success. 77 in the pyramids, the night sky, the desert. The owls, can you give me a card for owl energy? King of Pentacles. He's out here again, so look at this. King of Pentacles, the seed. The 5 of Pentacles, like that recently burned crop area has the water flowing through the middle. The owls like researching this area. The King of Pentacles sandwiches this energy. Is this like a giant salamander? There's this person that's not sleeping with that King of Pentacles energy. This person that is really like struggling mentally. Six of Cups. The Death card. Oh, it's the Four of Pentacles, but that has the Death person on it. Yeah, like losing, there's anxiety over money here. Or needing money for a car. Because here's the Chariot, and then here's someone who's holding on to the last few coins he has left, and here's the Grim Reaper coming to like take it. Somebody coming to take, like repossess a car, take the home. Like there's someone that wasn't sleeping, had fear and anxiety here around the losing money or yeah, something significant there. Let me get one for Angel. The handout energy. We started the reading with that. Somebody giving to the less fortunate, giving to the beggars. Somebody asked for a handout and was turned away because this is someone coming and needing help with something. And then the Five of Pentacles is being left on the outside. having nothing, going in search of something more fruitful and fertile. Look at this beggar. Coming to somebody for a handout with the angel. Looking for them, like the angel, to save them in their situation. Or this is angelic breadcrumbs, like the divine giving clues. I'm gonna get one for seed. Why don't I felt like one of these was face up. I just seen a face. Ah, world. The seed in the world. The seed that makes the world go round. The cycle of life. The seed cycle. Something about the timing of the seed cycle, planting, harvesting, burning, resetting. Circle of life. Can I get one B card before our final oracle card? A final B card. Wow, look at this. This is the examine card, like where someone's looking closer at something. Like if a bee is on a flower and you're outside and you're this close to them, I mean, you're really up close and personal with this situation. You're examining something. You're pausing and you're looking deeper. You're stopping to smell the roses. Pause and look deeper. And then look at this person is pointing at something. Discovery. A cover up. It says look. Like look here. Kids and church. Teacher. Okay, so now we have the coach, the teacher, the kids, the church. This is over here with the fire is like the mentor apprentice card. Like somebody younger helped move the body, or there was somebody younger, the kids, somebody that looked up to somebody older that came to assist in moving or burning of something. Her evidence. It's like a younger person that helped because they looked up to somebody. Follow the leader, following the advice or direction of somebody else, but again, looking closer at something, looking deeper at something, examining something, like looking at a burn pile, examining it. We do get the Hierophant card a lot too. There could be something that this person, this connection to something has something to do with schools, teaching, coaching, or the church itself. A leader in the ag community, maybe they also coach their kids soccer and they also donate to churches. Like they're maybe really involved, somebody people would look up to, somebody who's affluent. I need to pause and look deeper. Double energy around like looking and examining. Let's get a tea leaf for what we're examining. A pin. A new job or career. So if this is pointing to a job or career, maybe marketing, schools, coaching, leadership, teaching, church, children, something like that has something to do with this person's career. And this is also my card for sisters. It's like taking a closer look or examining a sister teacher. Holy shit. Let's get one more. Candle. You will be shown the way. Follow the leader, like divinely guided. Like you'll be shown the way on where to look. You're going to be shown the way on where to look in the candle. Again with the flame, guiding the way. And this flame and candle is surrounded by flowers. Why is there a bunch of flowers surrounding this candle? I need to look deeper at something. And maybe this person just recently got a new job. It might not have anything to do with these down here or the sister or the teaching energy. I mean, it could all just be synchronicities. Doesn't necessarily mean blame is put anywhere. It could be somebody affiliated. Like I said, I don't want to just jump to the A and T. You know, I don't want to jump on that guilt train. I'll read the energy. If it fits, it fits. But something in me still hesitates on going that direction fully. And but shoot, I don't know how the connection is going to be. I mean, you guys can clearly see that said sisters card, and this is teacher, schools. But I mean, even this book card, the owls, the wisdom, owls are associated with teachers and knowledge. Examining maybe even the crops, the flowers. Maybe somebody has like a farm, like a sunflower farm or a rose farm. Maybe this person has a sister who's a florist, or, you know, I mean, it really could go so many different ways. Like I said, we're not going to fully know until we get to the end of the mystery and can put all the pieces together. But yeah, I really felt like I needed to get this information off of my chest and do a brain dump so that we can hopefully move on to Charlie Kirk tomorrow. And yeah, if you guys are waiting for private readings from me, just know that I have been sitting here literally all day doing a ton of private readings, and you guys will be getting them shortly. I'm going to edit this and upload this to the channel first, and then throughout the night as I'm cooking dinner and doing everything else I need to do, I will be editing and uploading your guys' private readings. I still have a handful to get through the rest of the week, so if you've been patient and waiting, just know it's coming. I love you guys. If you're interested in booking a private reading, please email me. My email is in the channel description box. Another reminder, a free way to support the channel is to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.